Morning, that grape juice viewers. How are you? Today's guest plays the menacing Salim in True to the Game 3. Please help me in welcoming the talented and eye-catching Jeremy Meeks. How are you this morning?
Man, I am so blessed. It's an honor to be here. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I cannot complain.
Yeah.
So I watched the movie last evening and well done. You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank
This is your second time around being in the movie. You were in the second, right?
you. Yes, I was in the second and the third. Yeah, it was fun. It
Yeah.
was fun.
So you're back for another round. So what drew you back to being Salim, the role of Salim?
Well, it's to be honest, it was just an honor to be a part of such an iconic project. I mean, I read all of the Terry Woods trilogies when I was incarcerated. And so to be full circle back in three different Terry Woods / Manny Haley projects is just mind blowing. And to take on such a character like Celine, it was fun. You know, it was fun. It was challenging. It was a little bit triggering. You know, to kind of like get me back in that mode, and then like realize it's the character, and but to bring the depth to the screen and to see myself on the big screen, it made me cry, to be honest, because you know I could easily be sitting right back in that cell,
Right.
you know, but this is all God's plan, and so it's dope.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, you definitely are blessed, and I love you. I can feel your energy. You have great energy, and you seem to be really humble about it. But what about this third installment? What sets it apart from the previous two movies?
Oh man, see, it's hard to say without giving anything away.
Uh-huh.
There's a couple different pivotal moments in the movie that really sets things apart from from the first two. And for everyone who hasn't seen the first two, go see True to the Game 1, watch 2. I believe they are all on the BET Plus and other streaming platforms, but watch 1, 2, and then go to the theater and watch True to the Game 3. It's gonna throw you for a loop. You're not gonna see most of this coming.
Right. Yeah, especially towards the end. Of course, we won't spoil anything, but
Yeah.
a lot of surprises. But your character Salim, he's
Yeah.
pretty ruthless, and I mean, what I get from you through here is that you're not ruthless. How do you prepare for a character like Salim? You talked about, you know, having some connection to playing such a role. So, what goes into preparing the role of Salim?
Um, well, the hard part wasn't getting into the role. The hard part was getting out of the role. Because I do have that, you know, I come from the streets. And so
Right.
this character, I'm not going to say it wasn't acting, because for sure I was acting.
Right.
But it was very similar to my upbringing in different, in some senses. And so, yeah, the challenge was getting out of the character, you know, and focusing back in on that's the old part of my life. And, you know, but it was bringing up, you know, all of these raw feelings and memories, and, you know, which is crazy because that almost feels like a movie that I watched. Like my past doesn't
Right.
feel like I lived it.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like an old movie that I've seen. And so it was just, you know, but
Right.
wow, incredible, like incredible.
But also, you're working with some pretty notable names: Vivica Fox, Columbus Short,
Yes,
even Lil
yes.
Mama. And I
Lil
mean,
Mama, Darius McCrary, you
yes.
know, Erica Peoples, like, wow.
So, what was the experience like? How did they make it easy for you? What was the experience behind the scenes with them? Tell me about that.
Listen, when I tell you that instantly we became family. Like Vivica, for one, is like my big sister. You know, she gives me so much love and support, and like genuine honesty, when it comes to helping me with this craft. And the same, with Columbus, and Erica. Like, we all bonded and they helped me so much. Um, it's again, like, it's crazy to sit here and be like,
Well,
I could just, uh, it's weird.
that-
It's a blessing.
right? And speaking of them making it comfortable for you, so this at least leaves a good taste in your mouth for what it is to do another acting projects. But so as you flex your acting skills, who are some of the names that you've looked up to that are inspiring you currently to pursue
I
more?
mean, there's so many. Like, when I start to try to think of a name, I draw blanks. Um, but of course, like a Denzel, of course, what I'm saying? Like, there's so many just
Mhm.
really dope actors and actresses. But it feels good. I found my passion. I found what I want to do for the rest of my life. Um, this is my 8th movie already. Um, and so I think there's 4 out right now. I got another 4 or 5 more that's, about to come out.
He's a working man. We love it.
Yeah, and all this came about because Manny Haley jumped out there and gave me my first opportunity at acting. And that's what it was. Everyone was kind of waiting to see who was going to give me my first chance. And he was. And as soon as he did, it snowballed from there. And so, shout out to Manny Haley.
Well, a very important word that has a lot of weight. You said chance, and you've always been very outspoken about second chances. So, what does this current chapter of your life mean to you?
Well, to be honest, like, everyone says this is my second chance, but really this is like my 9th,
Mm.
maybe 10th chance.
Oh,
This was just that. This was the blessing that I didn't mess up, and my other blessings weren't as big. But I had ample time to really take advantage of this opportunity and figure out what I wanted to do with it while I was incarcerated and waiting to come home to this blessing.
right.
And so, I'm very honored and blessed to be able to take on this blessing and see it for what it is and really realize, how much weight it carries and how many people I will influence and, motivate and inspire. And, what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
I I
Mhm.
understand the severity of it and I take it on, and I'm very grateful.
Oh, well, I mean, it's clear that you're ever grateful, but jumping into another realm that people know you for, of course, your looks, which brought you into the world of fashion, and you've had a mark in the modeling world. So, what was it like, or was there a serious reaction when you heard about the passing of Virgil Abloh?
Yes, it really touched a lot of my very, very close friends. Um, I wasn't able to meet him while I was in my modeling phase, but the impact he had on the world, I'm not even just gonna say the culture, on the world, was humongous. And a lot of people and the fashion world and took a huge loss
Mhm.
when he passed. So rest in peace to Virgil.
Absolutely. So, what's next for Jeremy Meeks? I mean, we've mentioned you've touched down in the fashion world, acting. Can you let us in on some of those 4 to 5 movies that are coming out? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I mean, it's wow. Where do I start? I, for one, they messed up when they cracked the door for me
Mm,
because I kicked it in and I'm not going anywhere.
right.
Um, About to start writing movies, directing, producing. I'm about to get into music.
Right.
You know, ain't nothing I can't do. Ain't nothing I won't do.
Mhm.
You guys are gonna start seeing a lot more of me.
Oh, oh. So you're teasing us. You're not gonna give us any details.
Oh,
So lastly, before I let you go, we're big on affirmations here at that Grape Juice. So in 5 years, what do you have a wish to achieve in 5 years?
um, oof,
Oh, you're
that's a good
thinking about
question.
that one.
That's a good question
Uh-huh.
because there's so much. It's like I'm gonna need another 10 minutes to tell you what I'm gonna do in the next 5 years. Um, wow, a whole bunch. Just know that.
Right.
I'm finna jump into like rom-coms
Hmm.
because I feel like that's my lane, a romantic comedy. Um,
Really? Okay.
yeah. Not all this shoot 'em up
Hmm.
stuff. You know, I like it, but that's not my lane.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, wow, there's gonna be a whole bunch.
Right. Well,
Yeah, it's hard to
we
say.
we look forward to seeing you in a rom-com coming to
Yeah,
theater near you in the future. But Jeremy Meeks,
yes,
thank you so much. I wish you all the best. I can already see
likewise.
you are going to go far, far, far. Um, and that I think last night was like truly the first time I paid attention to your acting, and I was impressed. I honestly was.
Ah, thank
So
you. That means
yeah,
a lot.
of
Yeah,
course, you did great.
yeah,
So here's to a bright future for you. And on behalf of that grape juice, thank you for your time and all the
yeah.
success.
All right.
All right.
Stay blessed.
Bye.